to become a backpacker, I went out and I went to REI and I bought all the shit you need. Turns out you don't need a lot of it. So today I'm gonna show you what I bought and I wish I wouldn't have and what I use instead. All right, I totally know what my first thing's gonna be. Just gotta find it. Got it. Not only did I buy one of these, I bought two of these. I bought a pillow that was inflatable, but I didn't like it because it felt like a pool raft and it was slippery and wasn't comfortable. So then I found this pillow at REI. It's got a softer side and then a little bit, whatever, smooth side. It's unnecessary because you can make a pillow out of a lot of things and just save the extra space in your bag and the ounces. Instead, what I do is I pack my sleeping bag in a stuff sack, and then when I'm ready for bed, I obviously pull all my sleeping bag stuff out, and then I have this empty bag. I'll take whatever layers I'm not wearing, maybe my coat, my vest, some socks, stuff it in the stuff sack, and voila, I've got a pillow. This is gonna come as a shock to you guys, and it's a very new decision on my part. But I've always used these bladders that have the tube because it's really nice to be able to drink while you're hiking. There's a few reasons I'm switching over to something else. One thing is, when the bladder is in your pack, you cannot see how much liquid is left in it. So if you're running low, you won't really know. Also, a lot of times I'll throw my pack down into my tent at night and not even know it, and I'll be sitting on my straw on accident, or something will be pressing on it and leak water everywhere. That sucks. The other thing is, most people, thankfully I've not had this happen, but I don't want to test fate any longer, is your bladder at some point will pop. Think about all the shit you're packing into your pack at once, and this is in there filled with water. It will ultimately pop, and then you're really shit out of luck. I don't think it's a bad purchase, and I probably would still have bought it, and I may use it on day hikes, but I'm going to switch over to something else. A friend of mine, check her out, she is Backpacking Beyond, and she puts her tube and connects it to a smart water bottle, and then she carries her smart water bottle outside of her pack. And that is what I think I'm gonna switch over to, just to not worry about leaking and to be able to keep tabs on how much water I have left. Boots. Thankfully, I didn't buy these. I got these for free from my mom, but I would not purchase boots. I have used them. Most of the times I used them, I was wishing I wasn't wearing them. The only time I was glad was this recent trip where there was a lot of snow, but I'm pretty sure there's other ways to get around getting snow in your shoe. Boots are heavy, bulky, especially these kind, and they just weigh a lot. I feel a ton better in trail runners. This is a very, personal decision. So if you find that you love boots, that's great. But I just hiked a section of the PCT and I passed probably about 20 through hikers that were going from Mexico to Canada, and not a single one of them were wearing boots. I'm not your mom, but you're watching, you're asking my opinion, I'm telling you. When I first started backpacking, I was like, I have to get a Jetboil because that's the only thing I know about, and that's what everybody uses. But Jetboil cookers are large, and if you're going by yourself, you really don't need to boil that much water and carry that much weight. So instead, I got myself a Pocket Rocket, very light, compact, and then I just attach it to a small canister of fuel for however much I need. This takes up minimal space in your bag, and it's really great for just solo backpacking. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot the thing that I never bring the most. Where is that piece of shit? I use this so little that I didn't even have it in my backpacking bins. I bought a chair. Not only did I buy a chair, I bought a couple different types of chairs. One time I bought a more expensive chair because it was lightweight, but it was wobbly. Then I bought a little bit more cheap chair, but it's heavy. What I notice is it is nice to have a chair at the end of a long day of backpacking, but I can also put my ground cover down and sit on that. Sometimes there's a log or something you can sit on. The first time I backpacked, I brought a little stool, and my friend had a chair that had a back to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need that in my life, because we had hiked all day and it felt really good to sit. But what I noticed is this takes up a lot of space in your pack. It's pretty heavy, even the expensive ones, and you really only use it for like a tiny bit of time. Usually I'm so tired by the time I finish, I may relax for a little bit on my ground cover and then set up my tent and go lay down. My husband would disagree with me. He loves his chair, but I never am bringing that again. I think a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, and serious hikers are gonna disagree with me on this, but something I don't bring any longer are camp shoes. They're lightweight, they don't take up room in your pack, so you can just hook them on the back, but I find that it's a very short amount of time that I actually would wear them, and it's just not worth the extra weight when I could just bring like a candy bar instead. I don't bring my camp shoes unless I'm doing a more relaxed, light mileage backpacking trip where I'm gonna do a lot of hanging out at camp. Generally, that's not the type of backpacking I do, and so I usually just basically go straight to bed, wake up, and do all the hiking all over again. But this is something I leave behind unless I'm car camping or doing something more leisurely. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're watching my video, so I'm the queen right now. Unfortunately, I'm not like sponsored by REI or anything, but maybe someday. But the thing I like about REI is that they really stand behind their products, and so you usually have a year to return something if you decide that you don't like it. So when I bought that camp chair and it was wobbly and I just didn't like it, I brought it back. It had dirt on it. I had just used it. They just asked why I was returning it, and that was it. And I got the credit back. So if you're really not sure and you want to think about how you can purchase something and not lose the money on it, you can check out REI. Ever heard of them? Another reason I like REI is that they let you rent gear. I actually haven't done that, but for my women's trip in October, I'm taking a group of women to the Grand Canyon for beginner backpacking. And some of the girls may be renting some of their gear. And so that would be a good way to try it out, and it's very reasonably priced to be able to rent the gear and try things out. I guess it's time for me to come out of the closet now.